How is the explosive growth of artificial intelligence investment reshaping America's economy and society in a time of war and global uncertainty? In the early months of 2026, as conflict between the United States and Iran intensifies, Americans find themselves in a world transformed. Oil prices surge. Inflation, once thought tamed, returns with a vengeance. Markets swing wildly. Household budgets tighten, and the sense of crisis is everywhere. Yet, even as the threat of regional escalation looms and global instability grows, something unexpected happens on Wall Street. Amid the economic shock, U.S. stock markets stage a historic rebound. The driver is not manufacturing, energy, or even consumer goods, but the relentless rise of artificial intelligence. Investors pile into AI-focused companies. A handful of tech giants already dominant see their valuations soar to unprecedented levels. For months, headlines warn of recession, but the S&P 500 and Nasdaq approach record highs, powered almost entirely by the promise of smarter machines. The reason is clear. Artificial intelligence is no longer a far-off dream. It's embedded in finance, logistics, healthcare, and defense. In Washington and Silicon Valley, AI is talked about as both a strategic imperative and a potential solution to economic stagnation. The government, facing rising geopolitical threats, pushes for greater AI adoption across national security and infrastructure. Private capital follows. The result, an investment boom that reshapes the very foundations of the American economy. But this new prosperity is uneven. As AI profits surge, so does wealth inequality. The ultra-wealthy, often with direct stakes in AI and tech, see their fortunes multiply. For many Americans, though, the rebound is invisible. High inflation erodes wages. Rent and groceries cost more, while job security feels less certain. Low and middle-income families cut back on essentials. Data shows a stark divide. Luxury spending explodes, but everyday Americans turn to discount stores and credit cards to make ends meet. It's not just numbers on a screen. Across the country, communities feel the consequences of the AI gold rush. Nowhere is this more vivid than in Utah's high desert, where the Stratos datacenter project has become a lightning rod. Touted as a cutting-edge hub for AI computing, Stratos is also the focus of fierce local resistance. Residents worry about water use, environmental impact, and the strain on public infrastructure. For many, the data center is less a symbol of progress and more a harbinger of unchecked corporate power. Tensions rise as the Stratos project advances. Environmentalists warn of long-term damage to Utah's fragile ecosystem. Farmers fear for their livelihoods as water-intensive AI facilities compete for scarce resources. Local leaders voice concern, but the momentum behind AI is difficult to resist. Supporters tout new jobs and economic growth, but critics argue that the benefits are concentrated, while the costs are spread across the entire region. The debate over Stratos exposes a broader truth about America's AI-driven future. Technological progress brings undeniable potential, but it also demands hard choices. Who decides how resources are allocated? Who benefits from the boom and who bears the risks? These questions become even more pressing as geopolitical tensions with Iran and other global actors remain unresolved. America's security, prosperity, and global standing are all being recalibrated, not just by events abroad, but by the forces unleashed at home. Political leaders promise safeguards, new regulations, water management plans, and community investments. Yet the Stratos project moves forward, propelled by the urgency of competition in AI and the immense capital at stake. The story in Utah becomes a microcosm of the national dilemma. The United States, facing external threats, leans into technological innovation as both shield and sword, but the social contract strains under the weight of rapid, uneven change. In this moment of uncertainty, the nation finds itself at a crossroads. War and instability abroad threaten to reshape the global order, but the most profound transformation is happening within America itself. The relentless advance of artificial intelligence is redefining who wins, who loses, and what must be sacrificed along the way. As the world watches, the battle over AI investment, its rewards and its burdens, will help decide the future not just of the economy, but of American society as a whole. The stories that define tomorrow are already unfolding today. Subscribe to Today in Context for clear, grounded analysis of the events shaping our world, one story at a time.